When it comes to settling with debt collectors, I believe that my channel has outshined any other channel that's out there, any companies that are out there that are offering debt settlement, Dave Ramsey, influencers, radio show hosts, mainly because this is the work that I started doing for myself. And I had to go back and forth with a lot of debt collectors. And I had to come to that realization that no matter what in a negotiation with a debt collector, they believe this one simple thing from the beginning is that no matter what comes out of our mouths, they believe that we're lying. And if you look at it from their point of view, look at what they had. They have accounts that were charged off if they bought the debt, or if it's an original creditor account that was charged off. What does a charged off account mean? That we, and I include myself in this because I went through financial struggles in the 1990s, is that we took either credit or money, however you want to say it, and we were not able to pay it back for whatever reasons. I believe that that you were probably in the same boat that I was, that I just spent too much money, did not have financial education, and made a whole bunch of mistakes. And I had to work my way out of it. It took my wife and I from 1994 to 1999 to get out of over $300,000 in debt. But here's the thing, is that while I was going through those, making those phone calls and doing those negotiations, I learned a lot. Even where attorneys that I thought that they were going to be able to do certain jobs for me, they just were rushing to try to get to a settlement without letting my story be told to those debt collectors or to those original creditors. Because when you insert the background story into it, and some of the times you have to go over and over and over again with the rep or the attorney to even get them to even consider it. And once they consider it, then you got to get them to believe it. Once you get them to believe it, then you can start to get those settlements at a lot lower rate. This is something that I've actually had to experience. So if you've ever been contacted by a debt collector, stop everything right now. Before you pay a single dollar, I'm going to show you exactly how to settle with debt collectors, legally reduce what you owe, and protect your rights at the same time. Even if the debt is owed, charged off, or in collections, it does not matter. Did you know you can often settle your debt for pennies on the dollar without going to court, without ruining your credit life, and without harassment? In this video, I'll break everything down for you. So we're going to be talking about how to talk to debt collectors without admitting the debt. Very important, very important. So you're going to want to pay close attention to this video. The exact steps to take when you're negotiating a settlement, what to get in writing before you pay them anything, and how to avoid scams and trap offers. Stick around, because if you have any debts that are charged off, this video is going to be a huge benefit for you to allow you to be able to move forward in your life. So now, the first thing is understanding your rights. Before settling any debt, understand that under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the FDCPA, you have rights. Collectors must validate the debt before collecting. But that's if you request it. You have to do this the right way. And don't worry, I'll get you some information on how to do a proper debt validation, because you can make a lot of those debts go away. You can request verification before you negotiate anything. Send them a certified, when I say certified, you need to have a receipt, a tracking number to show that you sent it to them and that they received it. Validation letter within 30 days of the first contact is very important, but if it's past 30 days, you could still do this. This forces the collector to prove that they legally own the debt and that they have a right to collect on the debt. Now, if it's past the 30 days when they sent you that initial letter, by law, you have actually said that you do owe the debt. I know that sounds crazy, but That is the law. If they send you a letter saying, hey, we bought this debt, we want you to pay it, but they're also giving you the opportunity to dispute all of it or part of it, saying it's not you, whatever, and you don't do anything, that means by law that you have actually said, yes, this debt belongs to me. Before making a settlement offer, I want you to check these things. I want you to check to see if the debt is past the statute of limitations to collect legally in your state. Now, if it is past the statute of limitations, you can simply send them a notification letter stating that you want them to cease all collection activities because the debt is past the legal statute of limitations to collect the debt in your state. Now, they can continue to try to send letters in the mail to try to get you to pay it. They can't call you if you tell them to cease all calls, because once it's past the legal statute of limitations, they have no legal way to force you to pay it. They can't take you to court. They can't sue you. They can't do anything other than try to play on your moral obligation to pay the debt. The next thing is you need to verify the amount that they claim that you owe, including all the interest and all of the fees, because you want to see how they're even coming up with that amount. Also, you need to know who actually owns the debt. Is it the original creditor or a third-party debt collector? This is where you start to take control of the whole situation. So you call the collector, but you say this: I'm calling to resolve this matter. I can't pay the amount in full, but I may be able to offer a lump sum. Now, before you get into those conversations, you need to know the amount of money that you have to offer, the total amount. So let's just say, for example, you owe $5,000. If you only have $2,500, you don't go into the negotiations offering $2,500. The way that we do it in my office is that we start about 10%. So if you owe $5,000, we're going to start at $500 and see where they counter up at. Some of the times they will make an offer to you directly, and then you can work backwards. So you're going to have to pay close attention to what they're saying and how they're saying it. And don't worry, if you don't feel comfortable talking to them, we'll have an option for you at the end of this video. So, but you can start as low as 5 or 10%. You're going to have to feel them out to see how they're talking, and then you're going to get their counter offer, or they're going to throw an offer out there. Now, here's the thing that you need to be aware of that other people don't tell you, or debt settlement companies don't tell you. I haven't even heard influencers like Dave Ramsey and other lawyers that are making videos here on YouTube, is that you have to get them to accept your story. So at the beginning, regardless if they're throwing numbers out or you're throwing numbers, all of that, I'm just going to tell you, this is how it works, because all human beings run this way. So first, let's just take, for example, that they throw out a number and you owed $5,000 and they throw out a number $4,000. And then you throw out a number and you say, well, I can't pay that amount. I can pay $1,500. And then they say, we can't accept anything under $4,000. And so from your own knowledge, what do you think the next step that you would have to do to get them to get down close to the number that you have right there? This is something that has shocked me when I've seen debt settlement companies and I've seen attorneys. Everybody tries to play it by the book and they forget about the human aspect of debt settlement negotiation. And that's across the board with anything that you're doing, is that if you're going to get them to come down from where they're at that $4,000, you're going to have a story behind it, because no one does anything unless they have a reason to do it. And the reason to do it is not going to be that you want to offer them $1,500. That's not a reason. They're going to need to know the story behind why you got there. And that's where we actually are different than other companies, because I see companies that are just constantly writing settlement offers or emailing settlement offers, and we get on the phone, because you got to get on the phone and get them to understand the story and everything behind it, so they can take that to, if it's the attorney that's going to make the decision, they're going to have to still take that to their client, unless they own the debt, or if it's a representative who you're speaking to on the phone, they're going to take it to their upper management to make a decision. And just imagine it, how are they going to just walk in there and say, well, we offered 4,000, offered a 5,000, they want to go at 1,500. What do you think is going to be the first thing that their upper management person is going to say? Why should we go that low? Even if it's the attorney and they're going to their client, the original creditor or debt collection company that they're working for, what do you think they're going to say? They're going to say, why should we go down? That's why the story is going to be very important. Now, you need to be very careful, though. Very careful if you're doing this on your own, because you don't want to open yourself up. If you contact them yourself and they ask you specific questions, be very careful that you don't open yourself up and leverage yourself against them going down on the debt. That's why it's, I'm not telling you what to do, but I would advise that you have someone speaking in between for you, because then if a question is asked, it does not have to be answered, and there's a logical reason why it doesn't have to be answered, because you're not the one on the phone. The person who is representing you could state that they don't have that answer, and that they'll get back with them with that answer. And then a strategy will be put into place to see what would be the best way to either answer that question or to pivot around that question to get them to move forward with the settlement. But I'm not saying that it's not impossible, because I had to do it for myself, but I was learning through it on how we had to kind of pivot around to get them to understand that, well, in a way, we didn't want to answer certain questions that they were going to make us, that they would think that we would have the answer to, because we were the one that owed the debt. So, you have to be very careful with that. But if you need that type of help, if you don't feel confident with doing the settlement and you want to try to see how you can get a lower amount, my company, we do have those services. You can contact us at thecreditrepairshop.com. We'll, ask you a few questions and see if you're a good candidate for our debt settlement services. So continuing on, once you get an agreement for the settlement amount, you want to make sure that you get it in writing. Some of the times they don't want to put it in writing because they don't want to say, hey, you don't want any misunderstanding that there was an agreement that was already put in place. Most debt collectors will say they'll send an email, or once you make a payment, they'll send that letter over immediately. From experience, I have never had any of the debt collectors or the debt collection attorneys who are working for original creditors or debt collectors back off on any settlement, even if a payment is required. Reason why they're doing that is because they just want to make sure that the person follows through. You'll get the email, you'll get a letter, and then also, depending on the method that you're paying, they may have a delay before they consider it settled, because they don't want any chargebacks if you're paying by debit or credit card. And they want to if you're paying by check, they want to make sure that the check goes through. I always advise that you do it either by money order or you do it by cashier's check, just so they don't have any access to any of your banking information. But some of the times people, they're busy. They don't want to be running around and getting cashier's checks and money orders. And if you have the relationship with the debt collection attorney or the debt collection company, there's not going to be any problems. You can trust me on that. It's not going to be any problems. If you fulfill your obligation, they're going to fulfill their obligation, because there's no benefit in doing something illegal on their part, which could make them lose the settlement and lose more money. So they usually will follow through. So here are the options that I have for you. If you have a issue with a debt collection or an original creditor collection, and you don't want to go to court, you don't want to have to try to fight it in court, You can contact us at the Credit Repair Shop. Go to our website and live chat, put in your information, and we'll contact you and go over the options that are available for you. If you have debt collectors that are just sending you letters at the beginning, what you can do is you can go to summonsmaster.com, upload that letter, and you can get a letter drafted, exclusive debt validation letter put together. All you have to do is sign it. It's already dated for you. Send that to any debt collector that sends you a letter. You could potentially stop it. You could potentially, just think, you could stop them early in the game, which is would be very beneficial and valuable to you. If you have debt collectors that are suing you, they've already went through this process, they're suing you, you need to respond to that court summons or you'll get a default judgment. Even if you want to settle the case, by responding to the summons gives you leverage to get a lower settlement. Because think about it this way: if there's no response, everything is in their favor. Everything that they allege in that summons is considered true. But if you respond to it and you give them something to think about, you show them that you have a defense and that they could potentially lose their case, even if you want to settle the debt, it's going to give you leverage, which is what you're going to need to be able to get that settlement amount lowered. So no matter what, if you have a summons, you need to respond to that summons. You can go to summonsmaster.com, upload a PDF file of your summons, get that created. Some of the times you could actually get your case dismissed before it even goes to court, because they see that you actually followed the rules and you have a defense that could beat their case, which is very valuable and beneficial to you, because then you wouldn't even have to pay a settlement and you would get that case dismissed and it would be gone forever. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video What Makes Us Different so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you, you can also grab my 3-pack of letters: statute of limitations, debt validation, and cease and desist collection activities letter. I do ask for a donation with those. It helps me monetize my time here, making you these valuable content videos, helping you with your credit and debt situation. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.